Viakoo is the leader in IoT vulnerability remediation. They implement automated device cyber hygiene at scale to manage firmware, passwords, and certificates, enabling their customers to continuously defend their IoT attack surface at the lowest risk and cost. Today's presenter is John Gallagher, Vice President of Viakoo Labs. John, the floor is yours.
Great, thanks for the intro, Kevin. I'll just dive into today's subject, which is, Viakoo works with a variety of financial services organizations, banks, insurance companies, and so forth. And so what I'd like to share with you is how we approach the problems that those organizations have, and specifically how we keep such organizations both physically and cyber secure. So if you look at a typical, banking organization, it's not just, the data center and headquarters. Typically, there's also branch and ancillary facilities involved. And often within those branches and ancillary facilities, you have specialized functions. So for example, a wire transfer room might have specialized security requirements or specialized regulations controlling it. So Viakoo makes sure that regardless of which part of your organization or what rules you're subject to, you always have data. You always have the ability to see how your operations are functioning. And that's important because it makes sure that whether it's ransomware, DDoS attacks, command and control takeovers, data loss, or especially disabling security controls, that just doesn't happen. And that if there is any activity leading towards that, you're immediately notified and action can be taken. And it's important, right? But Viakoo did a study recently, and this is available on viakoo.com. I'd encourage you to go download it from there. But we did a very comprehensive survey of IT leaders in late 2023. And what we found is, of course, 100% of them have network-connected IoT devices, especially physical security. That's the largest grouping of IoT in any organization. But those leaders don't believe they have effective security. In fact, 50% of them believe that IoT is the weakest part of their overall organizational security. So that's where Viakoo comes in, right? We really focus on three core benefits to the organizations or three outcomes that we deliver to you. The first is service assurance, making sure that everything's working as it should always. And if there are issues, we deliver automated fix-it plans, quick resolution. And many of the problems that we find can be remotely resolved, actually a majority of them. So it saves truck rolls, saves money, saves the environment as well. So service assurance is the cornerstone or foundation of what we do, but added onto it is cyber hygiene, the ability to update firmware, password certificates, and do it in an elegant and coordinated fashion. I'll get to that in just a minute. And then finally, compliance, what we would call repatriation. Once all the changes and fixes have been done, you need to make sure that you've got a data repository and reporting capability that can quickly prove compliance, that you've met all of the internal as well as external audit requirements. Our ability to deliver is pretty straightforward. We are an agentless solution. We don't require any devices to have software put onto them, but we do have small snippets of code, what we call actors, and actors sit onto servers, typically recording servers within a physical security environment. From that, everything happens automatically. There's no data entry. There's no need for programming. Everything is brought into a digital twin. We perform AI and machine learning capabilities through our rules engine. We do predictive alerting, automatic detection of problems. And then most importantly, we have the ability to create action within the infrastructure, things such as, again, firmware, password, certificate management. And we do this really in coordination with other solutions. So if you're using an asset discovery solution, we have two-way bi-directional synchronization with all of the leading asset discovery solutions. We as well work with threat assessment and other solutions to give you a complete and comprehensive view of things. So really at the end, the outcome we're delivering is system performance, cyber hygiene, but also compliance, span of control, and ultimately cost reduction, giving you the ability to manage and maintain your systems at a fraction actually of the cost that you typically would do using manual methods. Another thing which we've built into our system is vulnerability and lifecycle management. It's part of maintaining a physical security system, but we've made it a lot easier. So we automatically track and promote what the end of life and end of warranty times are, whether there's vulnerabilities present in your system, what the scoring of those are. And this is actually a very useful capability if you're working with a managed services organization. They can be monitoring and maintaining this and automatically going in using Viakoo to fix things. So we work with many of the leading organizations such as Securitas, Presidio, Trace3, Optiv, and more than likely, if you're working with a security integrator offering managed services, they'll be using Viakoo to offer that. So as I begin to summarize here, let me just highlight one of the key differences for Viakoo is that we don't look at devices in isolation and just take care of them. We're looking at your environment. We're looking at the end-to-end connection from a camera device through the network, through the infrastructure, all the way through storage to ensure you're meeting the retention period for all of your video and data streams. That is what we would call a tightly coupled environment, where the applications, devices, ports, network are all taken into consideration, tracked, and analyzed. So that's really a key value that Viakoo offers, because it both enables better governance of your systems as well as better remediation. So with that, I want to thank you. I hope this is of interest. If it is, please reach out to me directly or please visit viakoo.com.